So, guys, after Donald Trump's airstrike targeting these terror guys, ISIS fighters in Sokoto, the Nigerian Air Force has taken this a step further to, strike the hideouts of, they call it bandits. This one they say is bandits, but we know that we don't have bandits because the federal government has designated all of them as terrorists. The NAF has gone ahead to target some hideouts of these terror guys in Zamfara, and they ended up destroying a lot of them. But before we get into the video, I want you to take a look at this headline. This is coming from Brian Phillip. This is a guy who gives updates on ISWAP, Boko Haram, and all these terror groups in Africa, their operation. So he's on Twitter. You can also visit his page. It's called Brian Phillip. Now, let me read what somebody posted and he talked about. He said, breaking news, Brian Phillip on X is reporting that ISWAP raided another Christian village, killing 11 hostile Christians, destroying a church and over 100 houses and capturing their properties. This is the first time ISWAP refers to a group of Christians as being hostile, following ISCAP using these same wordings recently. This follows another report 2 days ago from Brian Phillip that ISWAP claimed to have attacked the church village in Timboa in Adamawa State in northeast Nigeria on Friday, where they killed 4 Christians, destroyed 50 houses and 3 motorcycles, and captured 5 others. Perhaps ISWAP is trying to take the attention away from Sokoto. So, guys, ISWAP has gone on the rampage against Christians. And that is why Donald Trump's airstrike is welcome in Nigeria. So, guys, we need to fight this war once and for all and end it honestly. Anyway, let me allow you to take a look at the level of damage the Nigerian Air Force has caused these terror guys. They have their camps all over the places in Nigeria. You must have heard that Amotekun arrested 39 fleeing terrorists in Ondo Forest. 39 of them were fleeing from Sokoto after Donald Trump's airstrike. They were leaving Sokoto looking for more hideouts. They were heading southwest. And guess what? They were arrested in the forest in Ondo State. So, guys, you can see that these people are everywhere. And they know the terrain of the forest. They know how to move from here to there. Anyway, let me allow you to take a look at the updates on the destruction of these terror guys, by the Nigerian Air Force. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notification. Now take a look.
Meanwhile, the Nigerian Air Force says it has carried out 2 precision airstrikes against armed bandits in Zamfara State, destroying an improvised explosive device hub and killing several fighters. The operation was carried out on Sunday under the air component of Operation Fansan Yema, Sector 2 in Safe local government area. According to Naf, the first strike targeted Toba Hill, a known bandit hideout, following credible intelligence and sustained surveillance. Air assets engaged a key operational structure within the enclave, with battle damage assessment confirming its complete destruction and the killing of bandits at the location. TVC News is monitoring this development and will bring you more updates as soon as we have them.
The Nigerian Air Force has carried out 2 precision airstrikes against armed bandits in Zamfara State, destroying an improvised explosive device hub and killing several fighters. The operations were conducted on Sunday under the air component of Operation Fasanyama, Sector 2 in Safe local government area. According to the Air Force, the first strike targeted Toba Hill, a known bandit hideout, following credible intelligence and sustained surveillance. NAF air assets engaged a key operational structure within the enclave, with battle damage assessment confirming its complete destruction and the killing of several bandits. In a second air interdiction mission, jets struck the camp of notorious bandit leader Kachala Dogo Sule, identified as a major IED manufacturing and operational base.
Nigeria's war on terror has entered a new and controversial phase. On Christmas Day, joint Nigeria-United States airstrikes hit suspected ISIS-linked camps in Sokoto, following intelligence shared by Nigerian authorities and executed by U.S. Africa Command. Now, the strikes reportedly killed multiple terrorists, but they also reignited global debate about sovereignty, foreign military involvement, and how Nigeria's security crisis is framed abroad. Even more explosive was a post by U.S. President Donald Trump celebrating the strikes while making no reference to Nigeria's cooperation and repeating claims of Christian genocide that Nigerian officials insist are false. At home, Senator Ali Ndume is now asking President Tinubu to expand these joint operations to the northeast Sambisa, Lake Chad, and the Mandara Mountains, long-standing strongholds of Boko Haram and ISWAP. So what really happened in Sokoto? What does this mean for Nigeria's counter-terrorism strategy? And is the global narrative helping or hurting the country's security objectives? Let's begin with security expert Oyekachi Adekoya, who joins me virtually on the program this evening. Mr. Adekoya, compliments of the season to you. Thank you for joining us again. President Trump acknowledged the strike, but if you look at his message on social media, he ignored Nigeria's cooperation and repeated claims of attacks on Christians. How damaging is this narrative to Nigeria's counter-terrorism credibility?
I think we're all used to President Trump and his antics for now, so I don't think it makes much of a difference. So you want to look at the statement from the Texas, and you want to look at the statement from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and weigh that government-to-government communication as what it should be. President Trump has his domestic audience to handle. So I don't think we should read much into. Unfortunately, it is what it is. You can't read too much into his statements, but you need to look at actions on the ground and what it is translating to. So I think that's what we want to focus on, not on the statement of President Trump as President Trump, but you want to look at the statements of the American government and that of the Nigerian government, and then with the direction of things on the ground. That would be my assessment.
I'm sure you've also heard critics say foreign airstrikes on Nigerian soil raise sovereignty concerns. From your experience, where's the line between strategic partnership and overreach?
Well, to wit that you can have cooperation and collaboration and coordination of effort amongst nations. In the twin hours of the 9/11 attacks, we saw the American government galvanize relationships. Even though the attacks happened in country, they had to respond out country. It didn't diminish the U.S. in any shape or form, though it had suffered some kind of attack. So you want to look at the international laws and diplomacy and the realm of collaboration. There's nothing out of the ordinary. However, it doesn't do our reputation too good on the African continent if we say we're the giants of Africa and we cannot mop up issues at home. It does, however, highlight the need for the modernization of our fighting force and the onshoring of our own defense capability and the creation of a local defense industry that can meet our local needs and project our national interests, whether it be on the African continent or outside the African shores. I think the conversation should be pointing towards there, to be saying, what are the lessons we can learn from finding ourselves here? Nifemi, we didn't just show up here. It's over the years, successive military rule, the degrading systemically of the Air Force, the Navy, our air assets, naval platforms. So a lot of conversations we should be having now introspectively and then looking forward. So I think those are the issues we want to focus on.
The senator representing Borno South, Ali Ndume, wants these strikes extended to places like Sambisa, Lake Charge, and Waterview. Militarily, would airstrikes alone make a decisive difference in the Northeast?
It will not, Nifemi, but it will do significant damage. It will significantly degrade the fighting capability of the insurgents. If done correctly, it will sever their communication lines and then impair on their effectiveness. Remember that boots on the ground is not the problem that the Nigerian government has, or the Nigerian fighting force has. What we've had over the years is the lack of sustained ISR. And in modern day war fighting, I mean, there's no need beating around the bush. Drone surveillance, persistent aerial surveillance, and importantly, reconnaissance attack, the ability to strike at a target opportunity when that opportunity presents itself instantly, and even going into the realms of combined arms warfare. So Nigeria is not yet there. And sadly, Nifemi, we have federal colleges of technology, universities of technology, technical colleges, and we're not producing squads. It doesn't take so much to achieve ISR saturation. So what we lack and what the Americans can bring to the party is persistent surveillance, providing pinpoint information, sharing those, and then coordinating strikes. Nifemi, the bigger problem is that over the last 15, 20 years, we've procured weapons from the Americans, and we've been asking for the permission to fire some of those munitions in the Northwest. You know, the Americans give us these weapons with a limit where we can fire, how we can fire. And even when we come for rearmament, there's also conversations under the constraints of the Leahy law. So there are a number of issues. Like I said in my opening statement, we didn't find ourselves here by error. It's by years of neglect. In 1986, 85 thereabout, Nigeria produced over 60 Air-B-2 aircraft. We were poised to become an aviation powerhouse in Africa. Some of those aeronautical engineers are still there. Some of them are working with foreign national government, even some in the US. We even have Nigerians supporting the US missile systems or missile defense systems. So it is not for lack of talent. It's a lack of coordination and deliberate national security planning. So what the Americans will bring to the fight for us at this stage is the platforms that we need to conduct surgical pinpoint accurate strike while our soldiers go in to do either blocking operations or mop-up operations. I think that's where the collaboration will help us. It doesn't change anything to our fighting force.
Well, the senator also went ahead to call for intelligence sharing, logistics training, and attack helicopters. And there are conversations as to whether or not all of this in time will shift the balance on the ground. And the big question on whether Nigeria is winning the security fight but losing the information war internationally. That's our time, Mr. Adegoke. Thank you so much for talking to us. Nigerians are looking forward to some new strategy and indeed some good news in the area of winning this war in the new year.
Today we begin with a major international and security development involving Nigeria. Now, late Thursday, U.S. President Donald Trump announced that the United States had carried out what he described as a powerful and deadly strike against the ISIS fighters in northwest in Nigeria. Now, the Nigerian government has since confirmed that the operation was a joint collaboration with U.S. forces. The strikes have since sparked a nationwide debate. Prominent Islamic scholar and cleric Sheikh Ahmed Gumi has warned that increased U.S. military involvement could turn Nigeria into a theater of war. He has also raised concerns about the role of foreign forces and the potential impact on civilians and national security. And joining us this morning to discuss these developments is Sheikh Ahmed Gumi himself, an Islamic scholar, cleric, and former military officer who will be speaking with us via Zoom. Good morning, Sheikh. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to be with you this morning.
All right, thank you. Now let's look at the hidden interest, behind the airstrikes, because yesterday we spoke about this topic. We analyzed it, the intricacies and what it meant for Nigeria's security. The U.S. airstrikes are often presented and, purely security driven. But I'm going to use Yemen, Iraq, and Somalia as an example. Now, strikes have also, during those times in Yemen, we have seen how the strike was able to align broader strategic goals, such as protecting allies and whatnot. So what interests are usually left out of these official explanations, and how can the public better understand the full context behind these operations?
Okay, when you talk about context or the motive or whatever it is from this operation, I don't think it has any military significance, and it doesn't have any political objective besides, I think, satisfying the interest of the intruder. That is the foreigner that comes. It's purely, I think, for internal consumption of the United States. It's enough for you, Nigeria, to have accepted a discriminatory tune when they came in to attack Nigeria, saying that they are coming to protect Christians. And from their first attack, it's all facade, and it doesn't mean what they said. So we really have to be very careful in this kind of cooperation between Nigeria and United States. I know United States, there are a lot of very good people. I know. In fact, they are under the spell of these extremists that are controlling the nation now. But I hope soon it will be over and Nigeria will really regain back its sovereignty and stop all this kind of things that infringe on our rights.
Okay, Sheikh, if you look at, the statements of the U.S., I mean, each time there's an airstrike, it's often called, or rather it is often emphasized or labeled as necessary and precise. But when you look at history, history tells us a different story. Now, what key questions should the public and Nigerians be asking, to uncover the full truth behind this, so-called precision strikes?
No, you see, luckily in Nigeria, we have a lot of educated people in Nigeria, both in the north and the south, and people have come out to speak. I don't think, except for the gullible Nigerians, nobody's really happy about this issue. It's about sovereignty. Sovereignty of Nigeria is raped by this attack. And as I have said earlier, it doesn't have any military significance. You see, bandits or terrorists that are mobile and they move from one place to another, you can't kill them with bombardment. Bombardment will only kill innocent people, as we have seen how bombs have been scattered all over the nation. And these bombs, you see, they are not as precise, or they are not precision bombs as they claim. It causes more damage to civilians than people in bush. And they're also good in targeting buildings, high-rise buildings. And in forests, terrorists don't use high buildings. In short, we don't expect to have any benefit except, in fact, dangers that will come from this kind of alliance. So what we are calling on the Nigerian government, which is taking stride, and I really praise the Nigerian government in what it's trying to do. Whenever we are achieving success, you see this kind of intrusion from outside. The recent move by the government, even before the attack, of creating a forest guard and state police, these are very good, great advancement, or a shift in paradigm shift in trying to see that we have security, and things are really improving. So at the point that when things are improving, we have this intrusion, and the one will really wonder whether this America, as we have been saying, and many experts have been saying that, and intellectuals, that they are behind this terror we see. Because these terrorists, from where do they get this kind of weapons? Weapons sometimes even the military doesn't have.
Now let's get your view on the airstrike that happened last week in Sokoto. What do you perceive? Do you perceive that that airstrike, targeted the terrorists themselves, or it was just a news that was there to make the headlines?
No, the attack was symbolic. It's symbolic. The highest activities of terrorists is in Borno State. In fact, just 2 days before, a day before, there was an attack in a mosque. It's a so complex issue. I think people will not really understand. There was an attack in a mosque in Maiduguri, and the next day, on the Christmas day, even choosing Christmas, Christmas is supposed to be a holiday of peace and tranquility. So now he has turned a Christmas into a goal for Nigerians now. Whenever Christmas comes, then now we'll be afraid that somebody may use religion to come and attack us. So attacking Sokoto State at that particular moment, when Sokoto itself is not under any threat of terrorism, these Lakurawas, we are really pushed back to the boundary. It's uncalled for, really.
All right. Excuse me. Previously, you spoke about, the sovereignty of a nation, and I want us to look at that and also the global power. Now, international law says, countries should respect each other's sovereignty, but powerful nations often
Yes.
carry out airstrikes without, permission. So what does this mean
Yes.
for weaker countries? And how should Nigerians and Africans think about this?
You see, no nation lives alone. It needs alliances. So we know there are outlaw nations who doesn't respect international law, like the United States of America, State of Israel. They attack anywhere. We have seen Israel how it went into Iran and attacked its nuclear programs without any cost to law. Such rogue states should never be allowed, or nations that are free and non-aligned nations should never form a military alliance with them. And there's no problem. We do business with them. We sell them things and we buy things from them. But when it comes to military alliance, we should not do with them. So how do you protect yourself if you are a weak nation? You align yourself with a bigger nation that is innate in the sense that it's benign. It's not like a metastatic cancer. Nations like China, China you can go into trade with it, but it doesn't. It's not aggressive. You can go into alliance with middle states, like Turkey, like India, and even in Europe now. Britain is becoming really stable now. Britain doesn't, although they participated in the Gulf War. But states that respect the international law, these are the states that we should form into an alliance with it. And Nigerians, we have the capability, especially the manpower, whereby we can really man and protect our nation. And I think the government now is doing the right thing, really, conscripting people into forest guard, conscripting people into police, and also the armed forces. So I don't have any fear. My only fear now is the political class. They should brace up and become courageous to tell Americans, no, this should not happen again. No attack from America will be accepted. And we should call in fact, we can, up to the extent of even serving our diplomatic relationship with them. There's nothing we can lose. So many people have abandoned America and nothing happened to them. So I think what they have done, we should not also forget, it started with an abuse. Abusing us as a disgraced country. When you say a disgraced country, you are disgracing the whole nation, its rulers and the citizens. So how can we take this indignation from this kind of people who we know their hands are stained in blood of innocent people? We have seen all over the world. So I think the government should dress up, our politicians should have the courage to say no to America. They can do it.
Okay, Sheikh, looking at the effectiveness in reducing terrorism, which should be every focus of the government when there are issues concerning insecurity, the lives of the citizens are not safe, properties are not safe, and whatnot. And when you look at these airstrikes, according to, stories and the reasons why these airstrikes are being carried out, it is supposed to, either minimize or, drastically take out these terrorists from either the states, the countries, or the communities in which they have their base, and they go there to terrorize other places. And I'm still going to use Afghanistan as an example. When these airstrikes were being carried out in that country, we saw a shift concerning these terrorists. Now, with your wealth of experience, as someone who has an experience in the military, an Islamic scholar, and your vast knowledge. Now, do you really feel that this airstrike is a tool to curb terrorism 100% and completely?
Okay, you see, terrorism is an ideology, and bombardment can never cure it or stop it. It's an ideology. Ideology, you face it with a better argument. But still, if they are armed and they become militarized, we have to face them with force. But that force should be should be done with clean hands. You can't call a terrorist to come and fight a terrorist. Moreover, I told you we know something behind all these things. These terrorists are creation of the same forces that are telling us to fight them. Because who armed them? Who financed them? One of our leaders, one of our military commanders was saying that whenever they catch Boko Haram, especially in the northeast, they find with them euros and dollars. And from the kind of weapons they use, you know that they are supported by a nation which likes to poke nose in people's affairs. America, we have congressmen that even accusing America of involvement in supporting Boko Haram and ISIS and everything. It's all over the news now. And we can see how Israel recently is supporting the secession of Somaliland in the Horn of Africa, acknowledging and putting their hands in every small thing concerning nations. So, what Nigeria? Why will somebody will ask? Why are they interested in Nigeria? Nigeria is a country full of bounties, very rich country. So they are very concerned about it and the future of the economy. Terrorists, how do we fight terrorism? Terrorism, we fight it, one, in the ideological phase, we put a better argument. Then secondly, get assistance and alliance with nations that are clean. Let me give you an example. During Jonathan's time, we had South African missionaries that came and assisted us, and they are doing the work genuinely, because they don't have. Look at how South Africa stood against the apartheid Israeli regime, taking it to international court. So they respect international law. A country like South Africa is a good example whereby you can use people to assist you if you have less manpower. But Nigeria, the question is not manpower. Our problem is, I think, the modern equipment. You see, there is a lot of corruption in Nigeria. The money spent for weapons, we always go and buy second-hand or second-grade weapons. One, secondly, we're supposed to be having our weapon industry. The DIC is really left behind. It's supposed to be producing all the ammunitions and weapons we need to take care of. With that, Nigeria, with the money we have, we can do it really. And I think now we are on the right track to recover. But then suddenly, whenever we are having progress, you have these disturbances especially from America. So I don't see how we can exonerate America in the problems we have. And let me tell you, in 1995, there is an American envoy from the embassy in Abuja who came to Hamdullah Hotel and enticed someone, a Nigerian, to put a bomb in Doba Hotel, as alleged by the activist Mahdi Shehu. And he has challenged him publicly, and many news outlets have asked the man, what comments have you got? He said he has no comment. How can you be charged or alleged to be involved in terror, and then you say you have no comment on that? So America has been doing this a lot. All these bombardments we see, I don't exonerate them from it. Then who has the ability to bring in bombs here except through diplomatic cargo? So we have to be very careful. Terrorists will be defeated, I'm very sure of that. But we should not involve people who have interest in our land. This is the question that the Nigerians need to address.
All right, Sheikh, do you think when you look at African nations, do you think African nations are doing, enough diplomatically to prevent foreign military to invade their soils using airstrikes? I beg your pardon.
Yes, you see, it's forced on us. I don't think it's the government that will tell Trump to call us a disgraced country. I don't think it's the government that will tell Trump that there is a Christian genocide, which there is none. Today now, the Minister of Defense is a Christian. The Chief of Defense Staff is a Christian. Will they be killing Christians? So it's not the government that does. In fact, even the recent bombardments, I don't think it's the government that invited them. They forced themselves. And even from the pronouncement of Trump, you know that he is just a bigot, a religious, he has prejudice. In fact, what happens in America itself, whereby those who are immigrants are really facing his wrath now, we can understand then this man has some ulterior motives when he declares that Nigeria there is a Christian genocide, and to use that as a smoke screen to attack us. And even the attack, it has no any military significance. It's just bombs, unexploded bombs here and there. And you can see there's not any picture of even terrorists killed.
But Sheikh, what do you perceive is the ulterior motive behind Donald Trump's, release of the airstrike?
Many experts are saying the Sahel region, which have driven away imperialists and colonists, America wants a base. You know, they are firing from the Atlantic Ocean. They want a land base where they will have their troops, just as they have in the Gulf states. And this is how exactly they went into Gulf states. They enticed Saddam Hussein to attack Kuwait, then frighten the Gulf states with Saddam's invasion of Kuwait, then saying that they are coming to drive away Saddam, and in the end, up to now, 30 years, they are still there. They want to frighten us with Boko Haram they created. They want to frighten us with Lakra they invented. Then we allow them to come to protect us. We can protect ourselves, not only from Lakra, even from Americans themselves. We can protect ourselves from them. We don't have anything to fear about them. We have the population, we have the landmass, we have even the education that we can do. A lot of Nigerians, doctors, engineers are there helping the American economy. When if they come back here, they will do a lot. They can do a lot. So I don't think we have anything to fear. We only need the political will and support. I think the president needs to be supported, to be encouraged to stand up and see that we don't succumb to these imperialist people. Just imagine if it's Murtala Mohammed now ruling, or imagine if it's Abacha himself. This kind of thing can never be dreamt of, because they will stand up and see that they protect the integrity of Nigeria. And this is the kind of leader I think we should encourage President Tinubu to be. He needs our support. But if we show that we don't like him, if we show him, then because of our weakness, it will affect him too.
So, Sheikh, you made mention of, the support to the federal government in putting hands together in fighting this insecurity. I beg to ask, and I'm asking this because you're vast in knowledge when it comes to insecurity. Going through your profile, you're someone who can, be there to give prompt advice on how the federal government can be able to go on with, intelligence gathering and what have you. Have you had an opportunity to, meet Mr. President, or have you been invited as to how you can also be able to contribute in helping the federal government in sorting out these insecurity issues that we're having in Nigeria? Because each day we wake up, it's one bad news to another.
Yes, it's just less than a month ago, under the tutelage of the Sultan of Sokoto, a lot of scholars were gathered together. We had one-on-one with the NSA and the president himself, and talked about all the security issues and showed him the way out. And we also warned him that, look, there are two kinds of advisors. Every leader has two kinds of advisors: those who are calling him to do bad and evil, and those who are calling him to do good. So he should be very careful of who he listens to. And one of the way out of this quagmire is that every stakeholder in the issue of insecurity should be involved. And we praise his effort to establish a state police, or encourage states to produce, like we have seen in Kanu State just recently, launching their own. Zamfara too have done something that needs to be expanded. And also the forest guard, very importantly, it needs to be supported, which is under the office of the NSA. It's a very big step towards putting an end to this banditry, to this cattle rustling, and all the issues we have. So I think we are on course. But you see, whenever we are on course, these people, these foreigners that don't want peace, with all, they will just come and disturb us and start to bring instability in the country. Look at the language. We are coming to protect Christians. So they want to polarize the nation. They want Muslims to be fighting Christians. Now there's a bomb explosion in Maiduguri. Some people can say, okay, it's attributed to Christians. If there's one in a church, people attribute it to Muslims, and war can break out anywhere, anytime. So I think the Americans have played it wrong. We should tell them it is wrong, and that we should really warn them. And also, they should retract two things. One, the abuse of Nigeria. He should be sorry about that. He should call us a respectable people, a nation with great history. One. Secondly, saying that at any moment, any time they can attack us, we should not take that for granted. We should tell them, look, they should retract that threat on Nigeria, and we should take them to United Nations. We should take them to Security Council, that the threat on Nigeria should be retracted by this man. We know Trump is not even popular in America. If he can stand for an election now, he will not win again. And I'm sure the Republican Party should do something again against this kind of people that they don't have control of what even he says. He has spoiled his politics by his foul mouth, accusing and disparaging and degrading people, that are respectable. Nigeria, we cannot take that nonsense from him.
All right, Sheikh, if we strip away politics and propaganda, who truly benefits from these airstrikes? I mean, is it the local people or the global power interests?
So guys, in case you don't know, Peter Obi has officially moved to the ADC, and many people have applauded that step because Tinubu is wanting to get back to Aso Rock at all costs. Coercing other governors to join the APC, whether they buy the ideology of APC or not. All he wants is to go back there. But with the northerners that we have in the ADC alongside Peter Obi and his camp, obedient camp, I think it's going to be very impactful. Now, the question remains the battle for the tickets. Anyway, as we wait for that to happen, let's take a look at some of the reactions. This person said Nigeria can't just be run over by the APC bat gang rascal. We can't see our country to be lost, to vandalize. There has to be a move for a recovery. A new Nigeria is coming. Integrity, thought time, 100% obedience. So guys, this is what this guy said. This other person here said, nice meeting you. Okay, another person here said, well done, Sarah. You are very up and doing today. Thank you for all you do. God bless you. Sarah was there. This person say, as it be now, anyone rigging election in Nigeria should be seen as worse than a kidnapper, ritualist, and criminals. 2 by 2 lighter, fuel, and tire are the material that should be used to treat their sabotage. And another person here said, okay, Peter Obi actually spoke in that occasion that they are going to resist any form of vote buying. I mean, they are going to resist it. Peter Obi say any legal means possible is what they are going to use. Is there any legality working in Nigeria? God help us. This person here said, INEC has 1 year now to ask Tinubu to go or produce his results for verification and for INEC to decide if he qualifies to contest. We will not allow anyone to tell us to go to court over INEC's incompetence or inability to do their damn job. Another person here said data boys who proposed crossover prayer was for him to run solo. Another person here say after the explosion comes the cleanup. Okay, and this other person here said, this is the only man that will make me take an ADC membership card in the coming days. This is the only man that I can campaign for in 2027 general election. This is the only man that can make me leave my house and comfort zone to go and vote on the day of the presidency. So guys, this is really welcomed. And this other person says structure of criminality, they sweet like this. Structure of criminality, they sweet like this. Another person say, I hope you moved and declared with your sugar daddy. Another person here said, Peter Obi has entered the Fulani political trap by this move. Everything Mazi stood against is what Peter Obi is now doing. Dining with the Fulanis. Don't know the promise that have given exchange. Okay, don't know the promises that have been exchanged, but it's interesting to see. Surely it is not for the Igbo's greater good. This account is saying it's a PhD Ade Wumi Musa. This person, the riggers will soon come after him after this commitment. That how would they identify themselves clearly? The same man who vowed not to leave ABGA, now from ABGA to PDP, PDP to Labour to ADC, wahala. Now this one says, now that Obi has joined ADC, data boys will increase and receive more payment to the market ADC and Peter Obi. We should be careful and remain focused. Don't engage on their posts, period. This is good news. I've already given up before. Seeing Peter Obi join ADC has given me hope. I now feel that we have opposition. And this other person says Peter Obi is coming. We welcome Peter Obi into another journey of endless failure, and this we hope. We hope and wish him well, expecting him to at least come third position during this ADC primaries. Election has not even started. He's already crying about rigging. When he's not even sure if he's going to come third during the ADC primary. And this one says Peter Obi should have stayed in Labour. And that one says everything lawful for where to where. Same judiciary on that Tinubu pocket. This person said, this is good news. Now we can know the party we are voting for. At the polls, the big question is will Atiku let him get the ticket? This person here said, not to find one hungry Judas Iscariot or a papa in ADC now. Give him dollars from the party to become PDP version 2. This person, Sarah, I saw you doing ushering work today happily. Looks like today is the best day of your life. Ona about to fight scatter. So now no party. These bros enter way, no they scatter. Bros turning people against each other. And this person say they suppose find better venue for this. Make heat no by presidential candidates. Another person here say Mumu man failure already. He never start. He done the talk of rigging already defeated. I pray he succeeds. I just hope that ADC gives him the presidential ticket. And this person say, Erufai, you swear for an article, but now they are sent criminals. You call them and you still join them. And this person say, hope you people have deleted all your negative tweets about the opposition before moving. Seeing Pat Utomi in the gathering is the highlight for me. And this other person say, Peter Obi is here. So lie this, to boy, no go follow contest. The election This other person here says, resist them to the last. We have suffered enough. So, guys, Nigerians can never, Nigerians are tired of all these bad governance, honestly. I dey laugh who take him serious. This was how he packed papers to tribunals and kept weeping. He has no value but to drag Nigeria and Nigerians to the mud. Now, wow, Yorubas. Hey, celebrating erectorial floor. INEC is waiting. The only way to wrestle power from a criminal is through violence. Peter Obi is coming. Another person here said, which one is everything lawful? Which one is everything lawful? My new political party, ADC. He will end up crying now. Let's wait. If this ticket no go his way, I'll be so mad. So guys, these are Nigerians speaking. So you can imagine if ADC gives this ticket to Peter Obi, it's just going to be the end of ADC. Because guess what? Nigerians are not ready to campaign for Atiku. Nobody is ready to campaign for Atiku. So the best thing ADC can do for itself is to make sure Peter Obi gets the ticket of the party. If Peter Obi does not get this ticket, forget whatever you are doing. I think that's just my own. If the ADC does not give Peter Obi this ticket, just forget it. Nigerians cannot vote for Atiku, especially in our Nigeria of today. In our Nigeria of today, honestly. So there is this guy who has been trending, the Maiduguri mosque bomber Ibrahim from Michika in Adamawa. We came to Borno to plant bombs in Isala Mosque. We were sent by our leaders, Adamu and Abubakar, who gave us 2 IEDs to plant in the mosque, he said during interrogation. So guys, you can see how the leaders of those who are leading Nigeria, the Muslim world, their leaders give them explosive to come and plant in churches. If a Muslim can have such kind of hatred and wickedness for his fellow Muslim, then who are you as a Christian traditionalist and atheist that these people will not kill? Northern form of Islam is evil. Muslims killing Muslims because they are Isala. Imagine, say, Catholic and Pentecostal, they bomb each other. These people are full of hate. To fear. Thank God for Christianity. Honestly. This person say, just say they can say that terrorists are killing Muslims too. They are willing to sacrifice their brothers to maintain propaganda. You see it? And this one says, anyhow they want to push the narrative on Christian genocide, it won't change the fact that Trump has started dropping bombs, and will be coming for the next sponsor, for their sponsors next. Boko Haram, Fulani militias, and other Muslim terrorist organizations. Never believe America army will strike them in Nigeria. Next, Nigeria Intelligence Agency will be picking terrorist financiers and their supporters from their homes in Nigeria. You see, so guys, these are some of the reactions. A guy was caught who was sent to go and plant bomb in another mosque. You can imagine, it's like somebody from Catholic going to bomb Pentecostal church. For what reason now? This is why Islamic countries like Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar, Malaysia, and Turkey don't mess around when it comes to radical Islam. Now Nigeria will learn the Islam from Nigeria will learn the Islam from them, carry them for head like gala. Honestly. Can you imagine? Main reason corrupt northern leaders enslaved northern youths into Almajiri, so they can easily be brainwashed to carry explosive while their children lives abroad. Muslim bombing Muslim. Is this jihad also? Is this jihad also, or to claim the Islam are being killed? So what is the intention? Arrest Adamu and Abubakar immediately. So this guy actually said their leader, like their pastor, Adamu and Abubakar, asked them to go plant bombs in mosque in Medugri. So guys, a whole lot is happening. This person say this is done by Nigerian government. Nigerian government did this. They are trying to change the narrative. Another person said this Cain. They are killing Muslims too. No be only Christian. Dear God, continue to fight for your children. So guys, nobody knows their intention. They sent a young guy to go and plant bomb in another mosque. What's their reason? Maybe to twist the narrative that it's not just Christian genocide, because Muslims are also being killed. Muslims are being killed by who? By themselves. So guys, let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notification. Thank you.